would you like to chat about?
Germs.
Germs? What about germs?
Ooh.
Do you know any germs? Have you ever met a germ?
Germs don't see you.
Germs are, well,
Actually, yeah. They don't really have eyes, so yeah, they won't be able to see you. Yeah.
They don't even have arms or mouth.
they don't have arms, not even tiny arms. No legs,
Yeah.
no massive legs, no eyeballs.
Some of them can move, but it's more like they have like little things
Do the
like
impression-
hairs.
do the
Sorry, this is a
impression.
germ, right? Moving along. So they have like these little hairs on their body, and they flap them. I guess I'm looking for the right verb. They flap them, kind of like a fish, but a very.
Very slowly.
Yeah, they do move very slowly. So when we say germs, right, what we can actually mean quite a few different types of things.
Is it four?
For what?
Four main types of germs.
Yeah,
Bacteria.
Bacteria.
Have you heard of bacteria?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Then we have viruses.
Yeah.
You heard of those?
Then I guess you can have fungi.
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 Yeah.
It's one of my favourite terms, that.
And
Pro-
you said 4, I would have gone with 3.
Isn't it? Oh dear, challenge. Where's it? Protozoa. That's it. Yeah, protozoa.
Protozoa.
That is a type of germ. So there's 4 types of germ.
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite?
None.
No, don't like any of those germs. Actually, some of those germs you would like. Some of those germs are your friends.
They're good germs.
Exactly.
So-
Very, very good.
Yeah, so the ones so we have all these things all these tiny little living things. You're already disgusted. Okay. So all these on everything around us, there are all these tiny little things that we just can't see because they're so small. And if we want to see them, we need
A microscope.
very good a microscope. Only with a microscope can we see these things. And so you have things like bacteria, viruses, protozoa, protists, and fungi. All right.
Yeah.
Now there are lots and lots of different types of these.
Yeah.
Okay. Even just on my body, there's probably more. Before you get
Human cells.
Stay away. Stay
good
away.
fact. So inside your body, you have about 50 to 100 trillion cells. So that's 50 with 12 zeros after it. It's a huge number, right?
It's not as big as a quintillion, though.
Yeah. But inside your body and on your body, you have more bacteria cells and virus cells and fungi and protists on your body.
Yeah.
So you could argue that we humans are more bacteria than we are human.
Mo is.
That's all right. It's rude. Okay, but now germs, though. So what we call germs are the ones of these like bacteria and all of this stuff that make us sick. Because most of them actually don't make you sick. They don't really care about us humans, right? But some of them are actually good for us.
Yeah.
So most of the bacteria love to live in our stomach. Well, not stomach, our gut. Right? There's all this stuff here, right? That's where they love to live. And they actually help us be healthy,
Yeah.
a lot of them. But then there are a few mean little bacteria and viruses and fungi and protists that make us sick.
Yeah.
So,
Even one type of one lays eggs.
one lays eggs. That would be, I mean, there are some bugs that
They
do.
multiply. So bacteria are super small. So all bacteria are little organisms. So they're little
Yeah.
creatures, let's imagine them, but they're one cell. So
Yeah.
they're single-celled. And a virus kind of isn't even a cell.
Yeah.
So a virus needs to live in a cell to survive. So that's why viruses like to go into animals and people, and then they like to burrow in to, say, my cells, and that can make me sick. And once they're in the cell, then they can multiply. And you get more viruses and more viruses.
Yeah.
And then a big war goes on inside me.
Yeah.
Big battle.
Yeah. They kind of take over your cell and they make your cells do things to keep the virus alive. So have you ever had the flu?
No.
No? That's good.
My mommy had a tummy flu.
A tummy flu, all right. So the flu, right? So we're getting into the flu season, I guess, right? So the flu is caused by a virus.
Yeah.
And the reason why we keep getting flus every year or so is because there are different types of viruses, right? That can give us the same flu.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
And
can spread too.
yeah, it spreads. So every time, so let's say I had the flu. I don't worry. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. And I sneeze. Now, I
just sneezed 2 times today.
right?
Perfect. Can you do it now? It's not easy to sneeze on demand.
No.
Okay, so let's say so when I was sneezing, I covered my mouth with my hand, right?
And
I
even
sneezed.
when you're coughing.
Even if I was coughing. Now, when I cough, the reason why I'm coughing and sneezing is because my body's trying to get that flu virus out of my body, and now it's on my hand. No, it's not actually. Okay, but let's pretend. That's how you should react, though. And then I touched, let's say, so I shook Eugene's hand. Now, where do you think the flu virus is?
On both hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then Eugene gave you a high five. Okay. Now where do you think the flu virus is?
Even in my hand.
Yeah. And then let's say next time there was like a plate of cookies here and you didn't wash your hands before you grabbed the cookie, right? And you grabbed it and you ate it. Now where do you think the flu virus is?
In your tummy.
Yep, there you go. That's how it spreads. So so that's how, and it can spread really easily. So you know what the best way to cough and sneeze is? Right, you don't use your hands. Whenever you do the vampire cough or sneeze. So you sneeze like that. Like a vampire. This is my vampire impression, right? So that's the best way to do it. So you don't get it on your hands. And also before you eat, always wash your hands or use hand sanitizer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you still need to wash your hands if you use hand.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can be really unlucky because viruses, while they need to live in a cell to kind of be alive, they can live for a little while not in a cell. So if you were really unlucky, you could just open a door, and on that door handle, the person before you may have just coughed into their hand, virus, then they put a virus on a doorknob. Rude. And then you can be really unlucky and touch that doorknob, and then that virus moves to your hand while it's still alive. So that's why it's super important to just wash your hands as often as you can.
Yeah.
And you stay nice and healthy.